Hello and welcome to Everyday Reset. Today I have Charlie and Donald with Tin Cup. They are two young entrepreneurs. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so excited. And I know you guys are too, because last week I was getting a text. I thought we were signing on today.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
You were ready.
We're up, ready to go.
I love that. I love the enthusiasm, guys. Thank you. It really helps that you're supporting me as well. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, you know that I'm at Tin Cup probably
4 nights a week.
yeah, almost. And one morning because I love the
Sometimes for
breakfast.
lunch, yeah.
And breakfast. I love the breakfast.
Really.
Yes.
So why don't we, to get started, we'll start with just an introduction of yourselves and tell us a little bit about your background, and then we'll see where the conversation takes us. Who's going to go first?
I'll go first. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I was born in Tallahassee.
Okay.
I am a Cooper City boy at heart, though. I did elementary in Cooper City, Pioneer Middle, Cooper City High. I am a Cooper City boy. I may have moved away for a little to Plantation in Fort Lauderdale, but I was always stuck in Cooper City.
Okay.
And went to FIU, got my bachelor's in business at FIU, and really 10 Cup has been part of my life for the last coming up on 13 years. So It's
Wow.
been my one and really only big boy job. I had summer jobs and stuff, but this was something I saw years ago that I was like, I hope this opportunity works out for me to eventually get into this position that I am in one day. And so far it's been good.
Now, did you start off as a bar back, as a food runner, as a server? How
I,
did it go?
I started off as a dishwasher. I went through dishwasher, food runner, bar back, cook, um, bartending. The day I turned 18 was the day I was my first bartending shift, and it was probably the most money I've ever made as a bartender. So that was 10 years ago.
Okay.
But yeah, I went up through everything, all through every position, and it's a great thing now looking back on, to be able to know those positions and stuff and help these kids that are coming in here know exactly, what place they should be in, what they should be doing, and give them some direction and pointers.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. And did you try anything before this that maybe you stumbled a little or had any kind of failure?
As in another job.
Yeah, any other kind of job. Anything that maybe you felt just wasn't right for you, but you thought you were in the right place at the right time.
Job wise, no. It's always really been here. I had probably the last 2 or 3 years has been a big question of my future. I was kind of just to a point where there wasn't much more for me to go I was now a
Okay.
GM at that point. There was not much more for me to move up on. So I was looking around and I was, gonna get into the Airbnbs, and I didn't put forth 100% of my effort and definitely lost a little bit of money on doing that. And
Mm.
just with not knowing what my future was, and it's still a goal of mine to do, just right now being so busy is not going to work at this very second.
Okay. And can I ask how old you are?
28.
That's amazing. And
We're
Charlie,
old.
what a oh, I want to say fuck you both, but whatever. I have kids. I have a kid that is 4 years younger than Donald right now. So Charlie, what about you?
I started working. I'm born and raised Cooper City. Same thing. Donald and I actually were in the same third grade class. We've been best friends since third grade.
Well,
Right.
hold on. I wasn't in his third grade class. I just
Uh,
always got kicked out of my third grade class into his because he was in like honors third grade, and I
that's
was
right.
always the
That's
bad
right.
And
kid and
the
got picked
truth, and the
Yeah.
truth comes out. Welcome to the
Yeah.
podcast. Okay.
Exactly. So he would get kicked out into my class, and then that's
Yeah.
when we became best friends.
Fantastic. Charlie's like, I like this guy. He
Yeah.
can't stay in his own class. Awesome. Okay.
And then Pioneer Middle, Cooper City High, the whole deal. We both graduated in 15. I actually opened the Menchie's on University across from the Publix when I was 14 years old. My
Okay.
neighbor owns it, so I started
Oh,
there.
what's her name?
Kathy.
Kathy. Oh, I love
Kathy.
her. She
Yeah.
makes the best cakes. Okay,
Oh yeah,
continue.
she's the best. Yeah.
Shout out to
And then
Menchie's.
right,
Yes. We love
Menchie's
Menchie's.
baby. And then well, I've always had an interest in cars. It was in auto tech. So as soon as I turned 18, I started at Advanced Auto Parts. Quickly became their commercial manager. They moved me stores to run their biggest commercial location in Davie, and then started hanging out with all of our friends too much and drinking, and ended up losing that job. Um,
Okay.
We
by
welcomed him to Tin Cup.
yeah, oversleeping, and not doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Sounds
Um,
perfect.
so that's when I started working at Tin Cup as a bar back, same thing. Started from the bottom, um, and then I loved it, but I still like the automotive industry, so I ended up getting a job at University of Dodge in the parts department, and I love that. I actually love the automotive industry so much that I almost moved to Albany, New York, to work at Maserati of Albany as a tech. I got the job, told them I'll be back in 2 weeks, came home. As soon as I got home, I was like, I'm not ready to move yet. So I told them, I declined the offer, and then continued working with University Dodge. And then what happened there? And then I believe I just realized I didn't want to be in the automotive industry. So I moved to New York, and I had an
Oh,
opportunity in the hotel industry. And when someone in my family has told me all my life that I need to be in hotels, I need to be in hotels. So this opportunity came about where a brand new boutique hotel was opening in Midtown Manhattan, and I just said, fuck it, and jumped on a plane and moved to Manhattan. And I started
that's pretty
as a
cool.
bellman and worked my way up, and I became the director of operations at that hotel. And then COVID hit and brought me back down home. And then I started working at Think Up again, But I
Oh
mean, I worked at
wow.
Think Up the
Okay.
entire time, for events
Well,
and
not
Yeah,
while
things
you
on
were
like
and
in
that.
New
off,
York, because
on and off. Yeah,
Yeah,
the commute to New York was probably a bitch.
exactly, exactly.
yeah.
Back and
But
They
forth, New
charge.
York,
I
Cooper.
trust me. We've called him. Hey, can you want to come down and work? This Saturday night. More of an
yeah,
excuse for him to just get down here to hang out.
I missed it
Well,
though. I mean, in New York, people would ask me, about Florida, and I would used to like. I missed the Tin Cup when I was in Florida. I mean, when I
oh,
was in New York, like I had any bar, restaurant, club that I wanted, and
mm-hmm.
I missed the Tin Cup. It's just it's something special.
It's home. It's
Yeah,
homey. It's
yeah,
like that
It
that
is.
environment that gives off. It's like you feel safe there. You're not. I get it
yeah.
100%.
So then after COVID,
You're kind of
or
biased though, Donald. Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
when COVID hit, I came back home from New York because I didn't want to get stuck in the city during that crazy time. We actually my boss continued to pay me my full salary for 2.5 months. We were on our boat every day, all day long, hanging out down here. And then he
Yes,
called
we
me one
were.
day and he said, I need you to come back up and live in the hotel by yourself until we reopen. So I
Mhm.
went back up there and I lived in the hotel, 246 rooms to myself. We were
What?
closed, and I was there for almost 7 months. Um, just myself. It was like The Shining. Yeah, it was not.
Yeah, that's so
It wasn't fun.
creepy.
Yeah.
No,
And then we
no.
reopened, and I realized that I was ready to move back. So I moved back home. I actually worked with Donald's brother for a little while on boats, painting and doing fiberglass body
Forgot
repairs on
about that.
yachts.
Yeah.
And then I opened a Marriott hotel in Fort Lauderdale Beach. My old boss from New York actually relocated down to Fort Lauderdale, and he was the opening AGM. So he hired me as his front office manager. So we opened the AC Hotel by Marriott on Fort Lauderdale Beach, and I did
Wow.
that for 2 years until Donald called me and said, I need you to be my GM. I want you to be my GM." I said, "I'm there. See you later."
So that was when? When did that happen?
That was 20.
Last July, right?
Yeah, last July is when I left the hotel. But we opened the hotel in 21. And I started the hotel probably 8 months prior to that. It's a
Wow,
brand new hotel, so we had all the opening, fun that we had to deal with.
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, it was
What
fun.
what with all of the different things that you did, and Donald, I'll ask you this question, and this kind of applies to both of you, but with all the past experiences, how is that helping you navigate any challenges that you're having right now or in your current role?
Just being able to, deal with so many different types of people, especially being like in New York. I mean, like I really learned how to deal with people being in New York because there's, such a variety of people there.
Yeah.
Um, it's just, yeah, it's really made me realize that, everyone needs to be treated differently and the same at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
Now, this is kind of like a question. So what I do for work, I deal with a lot of different people, and you have to deal with a lot of different personalities as well. So
Mhm.
working with different people, do you guys take any courses on how to pull the strengths from some of your employees that maybe are better at some things than others? Like not other people, but other, like their strengths might be better at some than like, let's say this person's really good at being a people person, whereas this person's really good about like numbers and like strategies and procedures and things like that. Do you take
I, th-
courses or?
I think over the course of since we've had it for the last year, more so learning people's personalities and seeing where they're best fit, I think has been a big thing for us. Trying to place them in the right, we've tried this person in one place that didn't work for them based off of how
Yeah,
they are.
not really a course, just pretty much
Yeah,
not trial and error, but trial and error.
Okay.
You
yeah.
know, where we think they'd be best fit, and then go from there, pretty much.
Okay.
No,
All
You
right.
yeah,
know,
we've done. We've had people that are like, "Oh, we want to be bar backs." Okay, we try them, but they with the bar back is almost kind of like being a bartender. In essence, you're
Mm-hmm.
out, you're around people 24/7, so you do have to be able to talk to the customers and stuff.
hmm
Some are too shy. Some are like, they're younger, they're shy. They don't know how to get out of that bubble, and we try. So it's all trial and error. That's one thing that I could say about us. It's always been like a trial and error with employees coming in. We try it, you like it, or you don't. It's no hard feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up in the restaurant business. I don't know, I think maybe I've told Charlie this, but I
hmm
like my first steps, my family owned a restaurant. My grandmother started one in 1969, and that's where I learned how to walk. That's where I learned how to be a hostess, a server, a bartender, a manager.
Yep.
I did all of the things. And then I came over here and I was working at Quarterdeck, and I'm sure Dan has told you because he and I used to work together. Brittany Kaufman and I used to work together.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying as far as like some people love the idea of being a
Correct.
bartender or even a server, excuse me, but if their personalities don't match it, it's kind of like when you have like a teacher who hates kids. It doesn't work well.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
we
I
get
was
it.
scared. I mean, I
oh,
was
We we,
scared
we
when I
have
first
a
had to take an order. I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to walk up to a table and ask them if they need anything. Me being my outgoing self, I was scared to walk up to a table and talk to someone. Which
It's
and
doesn't make
that's
intimidating.
sense.
it
It's
is.
definitely intimidating. I remember when I first took, going into bartending. I was honestly a little shy when I was younger. Not anymore. That's long gone. But um,
Yeah.
I I was definitely shy and just like, man, I was like, I'd be nervous to walk up to tables and like I kind of hear myself mumbling under my breath, and I'm just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work if I keep doing this. And I just kind of finally just got over that stuff. And the more you learn people and you know their names and you start having those little conversations, and those conversations pick up the more they come back.
Well, this is a perfect example. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You guys,
Literally.
So
you have no idea how much, like, my husband is not the kind of guy to walk in someplace and he hates when people know. I love when people know who I am. Like,
hmm
right,
not because it's my ego, it's just because it makes me feel me more comfortable, you know?
hmm
you
Like,
feel,
I have
and that's
another
that's
friend
what
somewhere
you
else.
want. Correct. You want people to have that feeling of coming in like, man, they know you by
Mm-hmm.
name. They know like that's important.
Mm-hmm.
It goes a
It
long way
is.
with people. It makes people feel good about themselves. Especially, Charlie, we were
And
talking about it the other day, said he's like, saying bye to people when they leave the front door. It means so much to them. And I was like, you're right. It does 100%.
it really does. You don't realize it, but especially if you get to where like you start talking to people, I'm not good at the Irish goodbye. My husband's great at it. I can't do
Oh,
it. So, are you an Irish goodbyer, Don?
We love
when I'm
Irish
drinking,
goodbyes every once in a while.
yeah, if I'm
Only
drinking
amongst
and stuff,
ourselves, though.
yeah,
Well,
amongst ourselves, yeah.
let's see. And
Charlie will be like, he'll track me. He's like, "You're home." I was like, "Yeah, 20 minutes ago, buddy."
yeah, I need to learn how to do that because I'm not good at it. So even leaving your restaurant, if I'm talking to anybody, any of the servers, because I know them all by name pretty much,
hmm
and I've had conversations with all of them for the most part. So leaving, it's like I'm leaving. I don't want to say goodbye. I mean, I want to say goodbye. I don't want to be rude and be like, "Thanks for serving me. Peace out,"
Yeah.
and leave.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah,
I always try to say goodbye, but I know you
And
guys are
Mike's like, "Come on,
busy.
babe, let's go. It's time to go
yeah.
home."
Oh my God. Yeah, he couldn't get out of there fast enough. But I'll say this, he doesn't go to other restaurants if they start to know who we are. He hates it. But for some reason, there's something about Tin Cup. The fact that we can walk to your house, key.
Yeah.
We've had to walk home bunches of times. That's
Yeah.
also important. And
Stumble
I,
or walk?
oh God, I don't even want to talk about it.
That's why I moved back to Cooper City so I could just walk home. Let's be real.
Dude, it's not even fun. I'll off air. I'll tell you what happened one night. So,
Yeah.
anyway, the um, the point I was trying to get. Oh, and the other thing is, and I'm not saying this because of the fact that I want to promote like Tin Cup, but you have really good food and the prices are so good. So I have to commend you both because I truly enjoy going. Um, with that, do you have any changes or improvements that you're going to be implementing in the next couple years? And what have you done since taking over the bar and the restaurant?
Oh man. Charlie would be the first to say too. We've done so much since August. We redid our kitchen for one.
Oh, nice.
Before I even stepped in as an owner and him as a GM, we had a uh, expo line ordered, like it's a prep station for food. Like we had that ordered ready to get in there. So we kind of like redesigned the whole kitchen, tried to make it more user friendly.
We were just getting
Kind
so busy where the old setup wasn't working.
It
You
just
know, so
wanted to
Donald,
work.
I mean, Donald had this idea, and we had two storage closets him and I, one night we were just sitting there, and we're like, let's get rid of these closets. So we just started demoing the kitchen, like just
Yeah,
him and I. You
literally.
know, we demoed the kitchen, and then we were like, well, we started now, we got to finish.
Oh
So then
Yeah.
I
shit.
mean, it's night and day difference in there. We would not be how busy we are now. We would not be able to pump out
We
the food
wouldn't be
that we
able
need.
to execute what we were doing years ago. Not and the previous owners, they did a great job to get to this point. Um, and where we took over and did, it's just so busy. We're busier I feel like every week. I shake hands meeting new people probably every week versus before. You kind of get to really tend. I'm like, I always look at Charlie. I was like, these people are new. They haven't been in before. You learn your faces who's been in
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like constant, like, okay, I got to know that person. Like trying to remember the names. The more they come in and remember the names, I'm like, we'll talk about a person. It's so funny. We'll talk about a person, and I'm like, and then I see their face. I was like, oh, yeah, I know that name.
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
It's hard to keep up, but yeah, we did that. We
We did
redid
the
the out
menu
front.
twice.
The
Yeah, the
what?
menus are big. The menus,
The
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 food
menus?
menus are
menus.
replaced
Mm-hmm.
twice. The food menus. We did the landscaping out front. We're actually in the process of doing the front median there. That's
Mm-hmm.
going to be
Yeah,
an astroturf like showcase with a tin cup on it,
yeah.
and
Nice.
like big coral rock around it. It's gonna be really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We
Are you guys ever gonna fix up the outside patio, the outside
we
seating area?
yeah, we
Oh,
eventually
you're
So
want to put a
gonna.
deck out
we would
there.
love to do that. Yes, that is definitely. I think I talk about it once a week. I want to put a deck out back, with some kind of overhang, um, maybe with a TV out back and stuff.
That'd be cool.
It's just getting the permits with Cooper City and um, getting that done. Obviously the owner of the building, we have to get it approved by him. As we lease out that side of the building, so
That's
we have to get
the golf
Gary.
course. The
Yes,
Mhm.
That's Gary.
Gary
Yeah,
owns a
Gary.
golf
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
Yeah, so getting that approved with
He's on board. It's just we just got to figure out how we're going to execute it. We
yeah,
do want to put, but we probably need about 6 or 7 tables out there just on the deck. Being so busy and a retractable awning. Because it needs
yeah.
to be able to be covered with
Maybe
Florida weather.
some misters, maybe like
Yeah,
a
Maybe we
you
can
couple
know,
do
it,
fans
that.
of
it's a
misters.
big project. All the logistics have to work. You have to have your handicap ramp, stairs, railings.
Yeah.
All the logistics have to work for it. In time, I hope it does come together and do it. I think it'll kind of really take. I think that is the next, for me, how I see it, is the next step that can really like, wow, they have this nice deck out back. It's shaded. Like that's going to be like the hangout spot of Tin Cup. If
Oh, definitely.
it
Yeah.
like,
If it's done, look, it already is. If you think about it, think about how many people come and they sit outside with all their kids and they just,
yeah,
Hmm.
they're putzing around literally. And then, like for me, I personally, if I can be completely honest, I don't like to sit outside because, especially at night, because the light. It like if you go to look
yes,
at the
Yes.
server, the light goes right into your eyes. So I avoid it.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
we've
just have to
heard
get on
that a
the roof
lot.
and try and adjust it a little bit more. Which
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I'll
like
do
And
them
that. I'll
for
do that this week.
they like
We'll
them
do
for
that
the
this
putting
week.
green and stuff. So yeah, we could try to adjust them to get them up a little. That's definitely something that we've heard a lot about. What about
Okay.
those lights?
All right. I didn't want to be.
Even us. No,
You
yeah,
Yeah,
don't like
even
to
even
sit
we're
us.
up
like
there?
Yeah,
walking in. I got to hold my hand like this, just walking
yeah,
in order to see the staircase. You know.
I
yeah.
will say this. I call it my menopause table. So don't get rid of that fan, the air conditioning that blows right on the table.
Oh
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
we
it's
love that.
heaven. I love
Well,
that
that's the
table
best.
so much.
I'm glad you brought those up because that's two more things that we've done. We put two of those AC units in there.
Oh,
It made a night and day difference for the first time in the 12 years that, well, coming up on 13 years that I've been there. Somebody would say to me that it's cold in here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Never
I
heard that it's
I've
cold
never heard
inside.
I
that comment.
love that.
It's
I
been
love
cold in
that.
here.
My mother-in-law,
Yeah.
you guys, you know my mother-in-law. She's with like
Mhm.
Dave and Becky,
Dave and
Kathy
Becky.
Wally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Kathy and Wally are my mother and father-in-law. They're Mike's parents. And she always says, "Oh, make sure you bring your jacket because it's going to be cold." And I'm like, "Yes," because I'm always in a tank top because I'm always hot. So yeah, I love when it's cold.
Right now it's probably not that cold because it is blistering hot outside, but
It's too hot.
you know,
Yeah.
it is
Brutal.
ridiculous outside.
So
It's just not fun.
I want to ask, how do you guys differentiate yourselves with Tin Cup from the others in the area? Like what do you think makes you guys so special? I'll wait.
Oh, I think I think just the way we are with people and our service
Mm-hmm.
is a lot different than other. It's not ordinary how our service is, and like we don't have a dedicated person to that table. There's constant people checking on that one table. Our
Our
food is
staff,
fantastic.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our staff really is like the glue. You know, you have the back behind the scenes that keep it together. Our kitchen is amazing. Our the way we get out food and just I really think it's the atmosphere that pulls that differentiates. I can't say the word; it's too early in the
Differentiates.
morning. Differentiates ourselves from other places. It's just that friendliness and the vibe you get when servers walk up to the tables. It's like not often other places. You have a Charlie, me, or
Mm-mm.
whoever's managing that, like constantly walking around checking on tables, sitting at a table. I'll
Mm-hmm.
sit. I'll catch myself sitting with people. Charlie does it. We'll sit there and talk to people at the table. How's your day going? Just small talk. People enjoy that stuff, and
Yeah.
I think that really helped out versus other places. Not that they're doing anything wrong. That
No.
whatever's working for them is working, but I think that really separates us from other places. It's definitely our atmosphere. Our food is a big one. Our food is killer. I'm not being biased, but I've been to a lot of places. I have customers come in and tell us, our food has been, next level the last few months.
Well,
So we've done a really good job.
I'm going to be another customer to say we went to, I'm not going to name the name of the restaurant, but let's just say
Yes,
it's
please
a
don't.
high-end restaurant on
Hmm.
the water in Fort Lauderdale. And Mike ordered a blackened mahi sandwich and he ate it and he goes, no, this isn't Tin Cup worthy. Like
Yeah.
he would rather get a blackened mahi sandwich from Tin Cup than from
It
anywhere
is
else.
so funny that you say that. We sell so much seafood.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Like I'm like at all. I tell Charlie, I make a joke to Charlie all the time. I was like, we're just gonna shut this place down and just be a seafood place. Just
Yeah.
alcohol, seafood, and some steaks here and there. Like
Hell yeah.
we sell
Yeah.
so much seafood, grouper, mahi, catfish. I was gonna take the catfish off the menu, and we're selling like when you pull your numbers at the end of the month, you're like,
Can't
I
do
can't
it.
pull that. So
Nope.
I mean, and I'm sure Charlie will tell you what his thoughts are too of what what separates us.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah. I mean, really, my thing is the staff. My old GM, he was like my mentor who got me who, taught me everything I know about the hotel industry or about just, being a leader in general. he, he always said the difference between us and any other hotel is you pointing at us, the staff,
Mm-hmm.
and I always tell that to the staff as well. Like it's really the main thing. The difference between us and any other restaurant is the staff. The staff, we're very lucky. We have, some. I mean, Erica's been there for 8 years. Like we
Mm-hmm.
have some
Yeah.
employees, even Dante, like some
Dylan,
young kids that have been there.
Dante,
Dylan's
Dante
Yep.
was
been
a bar back. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's been there like 6 years, 7 years. Like we're very lucky, and that means a lot. The fact
Christina's
that
been there for a very long time
Mm-hmm.
too.
yeah, yeah, it's just
Um,
they
yeah, we
all they're
have
all like one family.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
a big dysfunctional loving family.
Yeah,
It sometimes and it's the truth because sometimes it's hard to separate that friendship from work, and work is work. That's what I always try to tell my employees. Work is work. The minute we clock out and something, do you want to go somewhere? I'll buy you a beer, whatever. It's just it's hard to separate that because we're good friends. We're all friends.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
like we're the type of people. Hey Charlie, we golfing tomorrow, or even
Yeah.
Dante, Dylan, all of us, or just something that at some point we're all doing something, whether it's lunch or something to hang out, or if it's a pool party at my house or something. Like we always
No, and
try to.
when Donald first asked me to be his GM, I said, absolutely. I didn't even think twice about it. And people, when I started telling people, they're like, "How are you going to work with like your best friend?" Like, and I was like, the first thing that we spoke about is work is work, friendship is friendship, and we know that we can do it together. I told
Mm-hmm.
him I was going to be honest with you. If you make a decision, obviously I'm going to support you, but I'm going to tell you if I agree with your decision after the fact or not, or don't, and you do the same with me. And we've both been honest with each other.
It's been
Sometimes
very,
he'll
it's been
sometimes
very
he'll be
good.
like
It's
he'll be like I didn't make the right decision, did I? I'm like no, and then I'll be like
yeah,
I didn't say the right thing, did I? He'd be like
yeah,
no,
Well, if you
yeah.
think about it, it's kind of like your own way of doing team building. Corporates have to they have to pull people together and like force them into a situation where they have to
no,
learn each other. But you guys do it just so organically, and I think that that's beautiful. And keeping
We do.
work separate from friendship, that's important. That's really
it's
It
important.
huge.
definitely gets testy, like, especially with him and I are in a very like high strung um situation. Like it's going on trying to manage 35 employees and make these decisions and stuff. Sometimes we get snippy with each other, but at the end of the day, we always like I always want to leave knowing that we're good. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just work is work, and
yeah,
it's worked out.
that's
no.
perfect.
So
So, looking back, is there anything that you would have done differently in your journey?
I wish I could have maybe, but this is hard for me because I wish I could have had maybe stepped outside of those doors and gotten to other places.
Hmm.
Um, but also now that I look at it, if I would have done that, I might not be in the position that I'm in now.
Hmm.
So it's hard for me to say. I guess I have Charlie to look and hear all his stories and experiences of other jobs. So
Living
Yeah,
vicariously.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yes,
He experiences it through me.
What about you,
yes,
Charlie? Would you have done
I
anything different?
I always think if I would have gotten to the hotels sooner.
Mhm.
I mean, I moved up very quickly in the hotel industry. I don't know if I would have became a GM sooner, but I also needed the food and beverage industry more on a managerial level than
Mhm.
I had in order to be a GM. I was acting AGM and GM at my last property because I was the only one that knew how to do anything.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
no, honestly, I like the path that I took, and I think it's I'm very glad that I moved to New York. That was a leap that I wouldn't be where I am today without taking that leap.
That's
I
And
great.
agree with
that
that.
was a
That's great.
tough one. I lived on my aunt's couch for 4 years in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and I paid her $500 a month. Um, but it made it work.
And wait, Charlie, and how old are you?
I'm 27.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You guys are incredible. I love this for you. I love it. I think that that's
Yeah.
so exciting because at this age, you guys aren't even 30 yet. And
No.
you're doing what people they're trying to do I mean, I'm only 27. So don't laugh. That's not funny. That's your jerks. All
You're
right.
28, I thought.
Oh yeah, 28. That's what it is.
Okay,
28.
there you
Sorry.
go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thanks. Um so I'm gonna wrap this up because I know I've kept you guys for a long time, but
It's
how
actually
would
been a lot of fun. I was a little nervous to do this, but I
really?
like this.
Oh
Yeah,
good.
it's
Thank
fun.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So how would you define this? I got all nervous now. You guys said it. Stop. Okay. How would you define success? And has that definition evolved over time? Oh, I
Oh,
love this. I got you both
that's a hard
stumped.
one.
I
Yeah.
think good success is being okay with if you believe that you're successful. I think that's really all that matters.
Believing in yourself
Not worrying about what
is
any other
very
people
important.
think.
Success isn't, people what gets thrown around is people define success as money, and money is not success. If you're not successful with yourself, with your relationships in life, I don't think you can have all the money in the world and that doesn't make you successful. It's not my whole thing. I think you need to be successful as a person in order to,
Happiness. Yeah, happiness is success.
yes,
Okay. All
correct.
right. I love that. Those are good answers.
Mhm.
Very good answers. And one last thing. Um, So I listen to a lot of podcasts myself, and there are a lot of successful people out there who do believe in mantras, like
Sadie just
manifestation.
farted.
Sadie,
Sorry.
poor dog. Um, do you guys believe in manifestation or mantras? Like, do you have a mantra? Do you have something like a religion that you do every single day? Not religion isn't, it could be, but
I
something that
brush my
is,
teeth every day.
well, thank you for that, Donald.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you guys do like to, how they say the more positive you put out there, the more positive you'll get back. Is there something that you do every day? I know this sounds kitschy, but do you write in a journal? Do you do a manifestation of any kind?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, I know it only has to do with work, but it means the world to the employees and just in general. When you walk, every time you walk in the building, you say hi to every single employee.
Yeah.
Before you leave, you ask,
Employee, customers, yeah.
Yeah, but you say, do you guys? I'm getting out of here. Do you guys need anything before I go? Like, a cook will look at you like, this guy's asking me if I need anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, not really
And
a
shout
mantra.
out to all the cooks in any kitchens back there, because
It's not
they
easy.
are the heart and soul of that place.
It's
They
so
are the
true.
heart and soul of that place. So
it's very
yeah,
true.
no, it means a lot to say goodbye to everyone and stuff at night is a huge thing. I'll make sure to. And sometimes it takes me longer because I'll walk to each staff member, even though I've seen them all. I'm like, Christina, you sure you're good? I'm gonna get out of here. All right, bye. Like, it's just like, I'm like always like, because then I sometimes I get a little nervous. Like, I kind of don't want to leave it, but
Yeah.
it's my time. I need to go.
Yeah. So why don't you guys give yourself a plug real quick? So name the restaurant, name the location. And so that way, if anybody, the one person that might be listening, if they ever want to come in and say hi to you, go ahead.
Yeah. 10 Cup Sports Bar and Grill, Cooper
10
City.
Cup Sports. Yes, sir. 10 Cup Sports Bar.
Off of 90th Avenue. Is that 90th?
90th Ave on Cooper Colony Golf Course.
Yes. Go
come
check
in,
them
get
out.
a free drink on Charlie and I.
Come in, ask for Donald. He'll be more than happy to assist you.
Tell them you heard this
Yes.
podcast and try their avocado chicken salad because it's my new favorite thing.
I love that with the homemade avocado ranch.
That homemade avocado ranch dressing is everything. It was the one thing missing when I first tried that salad, and I love that you added it on there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Especially homemade. So key. So key.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. I'm going to do whatever I have to do on my end, and then I'll send you a copy of all of this, and you can share it with your friends. And I am also on Instagram. So if you're listening, for those of you listening, or that one person listening, you should be able to find us on Spotify. It's Everyday Reset Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. So if you have any questions for Donald and Charlie, feel free to send me a message and I will get it to them. Maybe we can have them on in like a couple of months and see how things are going since the last time we spoke to them. And as always, guys, I can't wait to see you soon. I'll be on vacation, I'll be on a work trip, so I won't be there until at least next Wednesday.
That's perfect, because that's probably we are going to take some downtime too.
Go for it.
Some well-deserved downtime.
I'll allow it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.